No, Judy. Once she's made up her mind about something, you can't move her with a front-end loader.
There's a 5% chance that she won't survive the operation. She's not willing to take a 5% chance on leaving you alone. On the other hand, if she doesn't get something done about her condition soon, there's a 75% chance that any exertion will kill her.
If those are the odds, she'd better go in for those tests.
You're the only one that can convince her, Sharon.
Oh, my God.
What's wrong?
Over there at the bar. It's him.
Who?
Jeff Butler.
Do you want to go?
No, we can't. We've ordered.
Well, shall I go and ask him to leave?
No. No, please, Greg, don't annoy him.
Well, we can't let him ruin our
Greg,
dinner.
I know what I'm talking about. Perhaps it's just coincidence he's here.
I want the police. Who's there?
Police, Mrs. Fletcher. Had a bit of trouble, ma'am. When did this happen?
About 10 minutes ago. I rang straight away.
You better take a look around outside, Frank. Ever had anything like this occur before, ma'am?
Well, only in the past couple of days. The odd telephone call, and tapping at the window. I thought it was kids.
Any idea who it could be?
The only person I can think of is Jeff Butler. He's an old army mate of my husband's.
And why do you think it was him?
Well, he was up on an assault charge a few days ago. He got a good behaviour bond. My husband was the main witness against him. He threatened Jim outside the court.
I see. And where's your husband now?
Oh, he doesn't live here anymore. He lives in a hotel in Glencoe Street at the moment, but you can get him at Wentworth Detention Centre.
Wentworth?
He's a deputy governor.
Oh, fine. This, Jeff Butler, any idea where he lives?
No.
Well, no worries, we can check it through the courts. Look, if your husband isn't living here anymore, how come this character's hassling you?
Oh, he probably blames me for getting him arrested in the first place.
OK. Can I use your phone?
Oh, sure.
We'll put a report through to D24. Get them to send a patrol car around occasionally to keep an eye on things for you.
Thanks.
Oh, and that broken window. If you haven't got anything to board it up with, I'll draw the curtains shut and leave the lights on. Scares off burglars.
G'day, Jude.
Hi. What are you doing out of bed, Bryant?
Oh, I'm just getting ready for work, Mrs. Jackson.
You are not going to work in your condition.
There's nothing wrong with my condition.
Of course there is. You can't mess around with a tricky ticker, you know.
There's nothing wrong with my ticker either. Look, Mrs. Jackson, I'm as strong as an ox. There's no reason I can't go back to work.
Well, that's for the doctor to decide.
What doctor? I don't want to see any doctor.
Dr. Herbert will be here later on.
Well, I'm not seeing him. It's a waste of time even dragging him in.
Oh, I'll tell Mrs. Davidson then.
Oh, well, I'll tell her myself. Could you arrange that for me, please?
I'll see what I can do. Well, come on, Lizzie. You're going to stand there all day holding that tray while she eats?
Touchy things, hearts. You wouldn't catch me mucking around with mine.
Morning, Mrs. Davidson.
Morning, Mrs. Jackson.
Judy Bryant has asked to see you. She wants to go back to work.
Oh, dear, silly woman. Why she won't take those tests is quite beyond me. I'm sure I'd be off to the hospital at the first sign of trouble.
So would I, but she's refused to see a doctor.
Well, I'd better talk to her. Bring her to my office, please.
Wendy, don't phone Dr. Herbert just yet.
Yes, officer, can I help you?
I'm looking for a Mr. Jim Fletcher.
He's not on duty yet.
I see. When's he due in?
In half an hour?
Thanks, I'll wait.
Is it anything urgent?
No, ma'am, just a routine matter. I just have to speak to Mr. Fletcher.
Certainly, if you'll excuse me.
Mrs. Davidson, I want to work in the garden. Now, I've got a right to work where I want to.
Prisoners' rights are always my concern, especially the right to adequate medical attention and treatment.
Oh, we're back to that, are we?
As governor of this prison, it is my responsibility to look after your welfare.
I would have thought that my health was my own concern.
Bryant, as far as I am concerned, if you are intent on committing suicide, then you are welcome to do so. But only on the other side of the gates. I don't know what all this fuss is about. All we want you to do is to take a few simple tests. And if an operation is necessary, at least consider it.
That is out of the question.
Very well. I want you to sign this form, please.
What is it?
Just a statement confirming that you refuse recommended medical attention. I will not have this administration blamed for the neglect of your health. And as for working, I will not be a party to the aggravation of your condition. Mrs. Jackson, Bryant is to be relieved of all duties. During work period, she is to remain in her cell.
Did you switch it off?
Of course I did, Lizzie. I'm not that dumb. Perhaps this thing's stuck.
Why don't you give it a good thump?
I'd probably fall apart if I did.
Oh, I see. I get called away for 5 minutes and the whole place falls apart.
Well, it just got stuck, Bea.
Yeah, well, it's always doing that. All you gotta do is give it a good whack.
There, you see, I told you you should have given it a good thump.
Oh, that will only take a minute to warm up again. We, might as well have a smoker while we're waiting. Smoker, girls. Listen, how's the appeal going, Pat?
I'm not betting on it. It's 100 to 1 chance against me getting off.
God, I wouldn't be parting with all that dough at them odds.
Well, it's for the kids, really. I mean, if there is a chance, however small it is, I've got to take it for their sake.
Yeah, we do some silly things for our kids sometimes. Listen, how are you going to manage what with your mother having sold the house and everything?
Oh, we'll get by. We'll all be together, that's the main thing.
Hey, Lizzie, just put your hand under that for me, will you?
Oh, it's hot.
Guess it must be hot enough to start work then.
Come on, Anderson, you've been weeding that same patch for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, sorry, Miss Phillip.
I'm looking for a Mr. Fletcher.
Yeah, that's me.
Where were you around about 10 o'clock last night?
Well, I was with a friend. Why?
Your wife had a visitor. Unfortunately, he left a brick instead of a calling card right through the window.
Are they all right?
Your wife's a bit upset, but that's understandable.
Thank God.
Do you know anything about it?
Well, surely you don't think I had anything to do with it?
It has been known to happen, sir. Married couples separate. A bit of ill feeling.
Yeah, well, that's not my style.
Mrs. Fletcher thought it could have been a Jeff Butler.
Yes, that's possible.
She said he threatened you.
Well, it wasn't a threat exactly, more heat-of-the-moment stuff, you know.
Do you know where he is now?
Well, last I heard, he was somewhere in Coburg.
No, he isn't there. We've checked. Hasn't been there since the trial.
Well, then I'm afraid I can't help you. We didn't part the best of friends exactly.
Well, look, if you see him, you'll let me know, right?
Yes, of course.
Good.
Never let you forget a parking ticket, did I? Morning.
The police were here earlier asking for you.
Yes, I know. I saw them outside.
Well, nothing serious, I hope.
No. No, at least I hope not. Somebody threw a brick through our window last night.
Oh, my God.
Leela thinks Jeff Butler might have done it. What I can't understand is why he'd go to so much trouble to play such a childish trick. Why doesn't he wait for me on some dark corner and then knock my block off?
Perhaps he knows he wouldn't beat you. When did you say this was?
Last night.
Yes, but what time?
Oh, about 10 o'clock, the police think.
Well, it couldn't have been Jeff Butler. I mean, Greg Miller and I were having dinner at a restaurant last night, and he was sitting at the bar. I mean, he couldn't have left before 11:30.
It's a bit strange, isn't it?
It's hardly the word I'd use for it. That man terrifies me.